One guy who won't be in the debate is presidential hopeful and anti-vax sweet potato Robert F. Kennedy Jr. You're sipping your morning latte, you walk outside with a paper, the next thing you know, you're beating a flightless bird to death with a shovel.
Stephen Colbert has recently delivered another scathing attack on Donald Trump, once again demonstrating his expertise in humorously mocking the former disgraced president. Utilizing his signature wit and comedy, Colbert exposes the hypocrisy and absurdities that Trump has become well known for. In today's video, we're going to go deeply into every joke and barb. Without further ado, let's get right to it. It would be like a terrible joke to print the face of Donald Trump on cash.
Introduced a bill requiring the U.S. Treasury to start printing $500 bills again, featuring a portrait of Trump in place of William McKinley. We actually have an early rendering of the front of the $500 bill. And of course, there always has to be a back.
Try to picture yourself going about your day with Donald Trump's face staring back at you from your wallet. Not only is it ridiculous, but it's also evidence of the cult-like devotion that members of the Republican Party have for him. In order to appease his fragile ego, they're prepared to practically alter the course of history. What can we expect next? A monument to Donald Trump on Mount Rushmore? The fact that the Republican Party is so insistent on boosting someone with the temperament of Trump is frightening. Even RFK Jr. is aware of the fact that following Trump's insane cult of personality is frightening, especially when his followers are growing more radical and unhinged by the day. RFK had a bad experience with the Democratic Party this year, as they refused to meet many of his requests regarding funding and security, causing him to switch to running as an independent. Still, even he knows the horrendous consequences that await America if Trump is elected president again. While on the topic of RFK, let's not forget his strange video of how he likes to tame ravens.
RFK Jr. won't meet the CNN debate requirements, and on top of that, he's facing a cash crunch. But he's not giving up.
Hey, everybody. These are my two ravens. They're not actually mine. I'm just taming them.
See? His campaign's not doomed. He's just being followed around by a flock of black birds.
Odd, but not as odd as some of the stuff you see Republicans doing nowadays. At the same time that some people are busy taming birds, Trump is out there trying to shape the story and bend reality to suit his illusions. There is a poetic quality to it. Instead of focusing on the issues that are actually occurring, Trump and his supporters are preoccupied with a world that is filled with fantasy and self-aggrandizement.
Bobby Jr. explained how the Ravens have come to trust him, saying, "They come closer and closer. By the end of the summer, they'll be eating from my hands." Fact is, RFK Jr. has been a bird guy for years. He's had all different species as pets, and his wife, the lovely and talented Cheryl Hines, is cool with that. RFK Jr. had an emu named Toby who lived in their backyard. Apparently, Toby was jealous of Mrs. Hines and took to charging at her violently.
Trump's atrocious attempt at humor, which consisted of sloppily mispronouncing George Stephanopoulos' name, is almost as bad as his tenure as president, although nothing would be quite as bad as the Trump years. This is comparable to that of observing a bully in the playground who's unable to deliver his taunts precisely. Trump's brain appears to be fried, probably as a result of all the hot air that he exhales, according to Colbert's remarks, which hits the nail on the head.
In May, another representative pushed a bill to award Trump the Congressional Gold Medal for his administration's foreign policy successes. But never forget, Bill Clinton won the Nobel Prize for not pushing an old lady in front of a bus.
Here we're discussing an individual who's expressed interest in running for president once more. An individual who is unable to even craft a phrase that makes sense without stumbling over his own words. A person who's incapable of doing so and definitely incapable of being a competent leader. The substance of Trump's juvenile and pointless words is captured very well by Colbert, who does an outstanding job of drawing attention to it. Because Trump is unable to utter even the most fundamental insult, it's indicative of his intellectual sluggishness and lack of imagination that he's unable to do so. He keeps the words in his vocabulary simple, as that's all he knows how to do, and all his supporters are capable of understanding. Trump's temperament, which is characterized by immaturity, serves only to further distance him from the grave duties that come with political leadership. Not only are the inaccurate allegations that Trump has made about Biden and cocaine embarrassing, but they also demonstrate a desperate need for attention. It's normal for Trump to make unreasonable claims that are not supported by any proof. This is par for the course for this disaster of a human being. These charges are illustrated by the response that Colbert delivers, which demonstrates how ludicrous they are. The fact that Trump is blaming other people for his own flaws and mistakes is simply another illustration of this phenomenon. The political conversation in this country is degrading, and this strategy is not only clear, but it also adds to the deterioration of that discourse. The cocaine joke that Colbert comes up with is the perfect clapback to make make in response to the bogus charges that Trump says he has made. This notion, which implies that Biden would act in such a manner, is not only absurd, but it also serves as a scathing criticism of the way in which Trump exploits narratives that are misleading. While Trump is embroiled in controversy and corruption, President Biden is concentrating on managing and tackling the issues that are actually concerning the country. Biden is a more credible and consistent leader compared to his Republican counterpart, despite the fact that he has significant weaknesses. Even though Biden can seem like an old man who gets lost in thought quite often, he's still a much better option than Trump, as his vocabulary is nothing but lies. Biden may not be the best option out there, but at least he's not a direct threat to our democracy. Can't stand to witness another 4 years of hell from a second Donald Trump presidency, and the thought of Trump in the White House makes you want to hurl? Don't forget to spread the message. The best way to get this content out to people that need to see it, I'm looking at you independents and common sense Republicans, is by growing our audience as large as possible. We only have until November 5th, so do your part and hit that subscribe button so you never miss an insane story about our foolish friends. All it takes is a few swing states to win this election, so don't give up hope just yet. Don't forget to watch until the end so we can maximize our reach and save democracy this election season. Let's put Trump where he belongs, locked up in prison for all his crimes. Thanks for doing your part. Back to the story. The unusual mode of communication that Trump is employing in order to connect with his audience is the fact that he's rambling about sharks and lakes. In spite of the fact that it's an attempt to be relevant in a desperate manner, all it accomplishes is drawing attention to the fact that he is separated from reality. The assessment that Colbert made of the current situation is one with which I wholeheartedly concur. Trump's method for winning over voters is to compare various bodies of water based on the number of sharks. This awful Trump analogy is so idiotic, it can only be understood by his brainless MAGA followers, who only pretend to understand it because it came out of the mouth of their false prophet. This foolish behavior brings to light the reality that he is unable to connect with the people of the United States of America who actually have some brain activity going on between their ears. The fact that Stephen Colbert made fun of Donald Trump's peculiar remarks on sharks serves to remind us of how disconnected he is. During the time that he's struggling with seemingly insignificant comparisons, true issues remain unaddressed. We should not allow Wisconsin to serve as a backdrop for Trump's useless tantrums. The state deserves better, especially when Wisconsin is a must-win state for the 2024 election. The parallel to Jaws and the suggestion that Trump should relocate to Chappaquiddick are only two examples that highlight how ludicrous his attempts of connection are. It's also possible for Trump's wild illusions to reach the people who attend his rallies, suggesting they may become famous in Hollywood simply by supporting him. President Trump's ego and naked vanity are brought into sharper focus by Colbert's challenge to this foolishness. This reveals Trump's continual hunger for the spotlight and his desperation for acclaim, despite the fact that the concept that supporting Trump would rocket someone to celebrity is ridiculous. Interested in joining the fight to keep democracy alive and keep fascism out of the White House? If you're someone who's tired of the lies and flat-out disgusting behavior of certain politicians like Donald Trump, join our mission by sharing this video and channel with everyone who needs to see the truth. Subscribe, hit that like button, and send this video to everyone who believes that nobody is above the law. The truth will always prevail. Stay calm, subscribe, and vote blue.